In today's video, we are going to be resuming the Indian and Mesopotamian War, or also known as Part 16. Um, Before we start the video, if you like this kind of content and want more of it, please like the video and subscribe so you can help me out and help me reach 2K before the end of the year. We're only in March, and I still have a good ways to go. I still have about 450,000. I mean, what? No. I wish I could get that much. 450 subscribers away from 2K. We're only in March, so I believe that we could do it, because in the month of May of 2023, or no, 2024, I got 700 in just that month, like 715 or something from a singular short. But yeah, help me out. I would enjoy it. This video should be coming out on this is part 16, right? So this should be coming out Saturday. I'm recording this Saturday of next week, by the way. I'm recording this on the 10th of March. Well, it's actually 11:40, so by the end of this video, you're probably going to watch me. No. You might watch me record. No, cuz my recording is going to end right before 12, so you won't be watching me record between 2 days, technically. But yeah, today we gotta finish a war that started, and it will be finished in this video because I'm recording for 20 minutes and I've already wasted 2 of those minutes. But we will see the Mesopotamian team go ahead and what's the word? Can we think of the word? Put it in the comments. Let me know. What is it called whenever you counterattack someone? You defend. No, you crap. This is taking me too long. They're going to resist. There we go. You're going to see some resistance from the Mesopotamian country until you don't up here. The Indian country is well militarized up here in the zone because of the recent Mid-Asia battle, like the fight for Middle Asia, Watch part 14, which came out Thursday, if you want to see what I'm talking about. So please do that anyways. Also, these Wixo videos, I've been having so much fun recording. And I've been having fun recording them. It's not that much fun editing them, but hey, at least I'm being productive, am I right? But we finally see troops arriving from over here. And this is where we take a humongous turn in... Humongous? Is that a word? Why does my brain think that's not a word? A gigantic turn in this war. We see a huge resistance of force, or a resisted force from or a huge counterattack from the Indian country. Even up here we have such a big counterattack that it surrounds a bit of the country and just leaves it there, because they just can't bother. But then they eventually take it over and move closer towards their capital, and lower also down here to try and cut off access. They see a little bit of resistance getting down here, but they do eventually fight that resistance and meet up with the Persian Gulf, which isn't it now called like the Arabian Gulf or something like that? Didn't Trump rename it or something? I can't remember. That was like totally last year, dude. But they do disconnect this part of the Mesopotamian country from this part, meaning they cannot supply them with troops unless they use air, which I don't think we've gotten to airplanes yet. unless they use a boat, which is kind of hard whenever the Indian troops are right here, and also this country is right here, blocking this area right here. So that's a little hard to do, because both of these countries don't like the Mesopotamian country. They eventually do engulf and surround this country right here. Since we're seeing such resistance from the Indian country, we see this country join in on this war, the Arabian country that revolted from the Mesopotamian country, join in on this war and start. Actually, I'm just going to restart that, and try and get as much land as they can, move up towards their capital, get them scared. Not take their capital, but at least get them shaking in their boots, I guess you could say. Their boots. Why do I say boots like that? Let me just go ahead and do that, because I'm not going to go up there anymore. Yeah, right here. And that's where this is where they end their expansion and stop and let the other countries deal with it. We don't see any of the Egyptian team get involved. We see the Egyptian team get involved, but only to take over this bit of the Sinai Peninsula, and then they just stop and they re-border their border. English is my strong suit, isn't it? It's just the greatest. It's my greatest language I could speak. I could probably speak more fluently in Spanish than English. And I've never learned Spanish. I know hola, como estás, you know. That's about it. No habla inglés, you know. Or no habla español. I think that's how you say it, at least. We'll also see this country down here. They want a little piece of it. And you might be wondering why all these countries are all of a sudden joining in after they've been at war for over, let's say, been at war for over 3 years, 5 years, 6 years maybe. Been at war for over 6 years. That's because the Indian team didn't allow them to fight the other team at first. But now after they have been given permission to by the Indian team or the Indian country, they are now expanding. I'm just gonna give the Blues expansion here because since it's so far away, but now I'll give an actual expansion. The Green team will also join in on this war, and this Green team has been, warring it on, I guess you could say. They've been getting in many wars lately. Like, I think in part 7, maybe 6, they had fought the Caucasus team, and then they also fought it in, like, part 9? Part 10? Maybe even part 8? It might have been part 11. I can't remember. But whenever they fully destroyed it, they also got a little bit of it. Then they went after this country or not that country, the other one, the Baltic country in the last video, pretty sure. And the Balkan country in the last couple, like in the last 7 parts, they've been getting into a lot of wars. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. They block off connection over here from at least this side. They can always just use the Caspian Sea, get over here. But they also get down to here to try and take this bit, and then they take it over. Then they move along the coast of the Caspian Sea and then move up, blocking that away, basically giving them a free win. This country, I said they were going to stop, but then they had intentions to where they didn't want to. So then they keep moving up. They get out of the desert and move into the Mesopotamian area of modern day Israel and Jordan, and maybe a little bit of Iraq. I think Iraq's a little bit over here. Lebanon, Syria, all those parts. They, you know, they have a weird shape going on because I don't want to capture their country, their capital. But after them seeing resistance here, then they, you know, they want to push for their capital. So instead, they move all their troops over here and aim for the capital. But before we see them go for the capital, let's get a update on what's going on over here. While everything was going on, they got to about here, let's say. Got to about here, and are currently making a push for the Caspian Sea and to take over control of its coasts. This area over here has basically been taken, so we're going to give that to the green team. The green team also gets down over here. That's where I'm going to make them stop. Make it over here. That's where I'll make them stop. The blue team, they'll get a little bit. I'll let them have that. And then the Indian team gets the rest. Then we see this team finally take over the capital. The oldest capital in this entire series. This has been basically my favorite country throughout the entire series. I also basically all the countries that I've basically like really loved, like the Caucasus country, have basically basically been destroyed. Mind you, this country, literally in the beginning of the last part, was like trying to give the most accurate representation. Was like this big, maybe even bigger. I can't fully remember, but I think it was huge, and now it's just this little bit. Which this is a case to where just because they got their capital doesn't mean they're done for, because since they're such an old country, they can still fight without their capital, which means they have a lot of major cities to where people can move to and be safe, but they're eventually going to have to surrender. So we're just going to see a little bit more of action from these countries. We now have this country that couldn't expand. Hey, that country that couldn't expand is expanding, so that's good. We'll see the Indian team basically just take this bit and run with it. They don't want any more. They don't want any more than this land right here. Yeah, they don't want any more than that land, and the green team doesn't want any more than this land, so the red team gets the rest. And this is the most important. This was the most important war of the Wixo series. This war lasted from in two parts. It started last part and carried on to this part. 15 minutes of this part, really. So it was probably around a 20-minute war in total, technically. But with this, repercussions happen, and this Chinese team, decides to declare war on the blue team. Which, here's the thing, they're in the top 10, which they have now climbed the ranks to top 9 because, top 2 just got absolutely wrecked. But since all the troops and stuff are on the other side of the world, or not the other side of the world, on the other side of the Indian thing over here. Basically, none have none of basically like only like couple 100,000 troops, maybe even like 80,000 troops are beyond this point over here. So they get a good start into this. Same with this country that decides, well, we're in shambles. We need some, you know, we need as much land as we can get. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Is what they're saying. Um, but we see that not only this country, but like I said, repercussions happen, and now the Indian country is, yeah, it's not looking good for them because every country that was basically in the war and every country that they border is at war with them. The green team now has these two seas under their control. This country is like, yay, we get to have even more land. And the blue team is like, yay, we get to have even more land. Yeah, anytime there's land involved, they're just like, yay. And that's about it. They're just like, yay. And, but we see after this while this entire thing is going on, we see a rebellion in the Indian country. And a rebellion is not what I was expecting because, I mean, who was really expecting a rebellion? Speaking of, there's only 4 greens on the map. There was like 8. That's how many greens have been taken out. So I guess I could start using green again. Let's check this. Okay, that works. If that's the... No, it could also be like this. No, that also works. Here works, and over here for sure works. Alright, well, we see a huge rebellion in this country, from here down to right here next to their capital. And that's not it, because I also gotta add every bit that I want to. It's just that I couldn't get every bit that I needed to. Alright, this entire bit right here, this entire piece of the Indian country, including Sri Lanka, have broken away from India and are now fighting against them in this war. And since they are so close to their capital, they surround their capital before getting pushed back, because their capital has to be protected some way, shape, or form. And countries from around the world, send them aid. And when I mean countries from around the world, I mean this country sends them aid. This country sends them aid. Even the Spanish country, well, they could have just, even the Spanish country, they go through here. They go through the what canal is it? Can never remember the name of it. Something, I'll have to remember it. I can't think of it right now, but I'll eventually get it. Even the America country and the South African country and the Finnish, no, not the Finnish, the Scandinavia country, all of those countries send aid to the rebellious country that is, pro not, or is like very against this. And with all this, we can see that they fight back a significant amount. This video is going to be longer than expected because my timer just went off, and yeah. But we see them go after the capital, take it over again. It's another case of such a strong country that they don't need their capital really. to survive. But that's not the case for a long time, because then this green country starts to take over a lot of the Indian country in chunks. And so does this pink country, because that's who basically started this entire conflict. This green country now borders this green country. And this bit goes to, well, we're gonna do the blue bit after. This bit too. Yeah. Them, and then this blue country that also joined in will get all of this right here. And then the rest of the country stays as it is, but now under a new government, and is basically controlled over these three countries that form peace between the Union, and put the capital over here in between these three strong countries. So if they do try some funny business, they can take them over quickly, with them being surrounded by basically controllers that control the area. And before this video ends, now I have to do a ranking, so I'm going to cut me writing the ranking part out, but I'm obviously going to do a quick run of the ranking. This video is probably going to be another 30 minutes long, like the other ones are basically like 25 minutes. But yeah, let's do this ranking in 1 through 10, and then, yeah. So as you can see, a lot of the rankings have changed. So the strongest country is now the South African country, which I'm pretty sure from part 7 to part 15 we're on, right? No, we're on part 16 now. They have climbed, like, I think they like started off as like being the 8th strongest in part 7, and now they're the strongest because two countries, the strongest and the second strongest country, decided to go to war, and then they had their consequences. The second strongest country is now the Turkish country, because of their influence in the Meso-Indian War. That's a nice name, because like Mesopotamia and then like Indian, so Meso-Indian War. I actually kind of like that name, Meso-Indian War. Meso probably means something totally different, but Mesopotamia, Meso, forget about it. But now they are second. The third strongest is now, the third and fourth strongest are very close to each other. I think if the British country gets a little stronger throughout the seasons, they could probably take over them by part 19, maybe. The fifth strongest is the Spanish country, from its point of its location of it having control over a lot of the Mediterranean Sea, and a very rich area of like the world, like in like, you know what I mean. The sixth strongest is now the Scandinavian country, which is looking more like a Nordic country at this point, but Scandinavian country. The seventh is the Germanic country. The eighth is now the Chinese country, which was in the last rating 10th. The ninth is now this country, which wasn't even in the last rating. And the 10th strongest is the Arabian country. This episode might have been the last episode and this episode might have been the most influential, because we've had basically 3 insane wars, and there's more to come. There is more to come, most definitely. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, like the video and subscribe so you can help me hit 2K. On screen now, you can see the Wixo series. You can also see YouTube thinks what video YouTube thinks is best for you, and you can also see my channel logo, so you can like view my channel and all this. All right, thanks for watching, and God bless.